Hello. So we are looking for our daily message. Like, what is the message that wants to come through today? What is the message that wants to come through today? What's important for us to know right now? What's important for the collective to know right now? Ooh. We got a pair, King, Queen of Wands. We also got some swords here. And the Queen of Cups. I love this deck. This is the Light Seers Tarot, by the way. It's a really great, vibrant, really positive deck. Okay, so the message that wants to come through for us today. You know, this really feels like a message about partnership. You know, we have these two here, this pair, the King and Queen of Wands, whom I love together. They're just a very fiery, passionate couple that I feel like the King and Queen of Wands are very well matched. You know, unlike the King and Queen of Swords, who are a little bit, they're almost like conflicting energies sometimes. They're kind of cold together. So the King and Queen of Wands, I feel, are just like a really passionate couple. They love to go out and have fun together. I also feel like their communication is great. They really are able to, communicate their needs, communicate their challenges, and work through them in a very like mature and responsible way. And then we have the Queen of Cups here, and she's kind of all by herself. And she's also kind of surrendering. She's got her hands up in the air, and she's kind of like, I don't know how much more I can take. I am just going to surrender to whatever is. And I feel this is about the relationships because she's alone right now. She's been so involved in herself and really like taking care of her own needs, meeting her own needs. And I feel like she's kind of been convincing herself that she doesn't need anybody, that she only needs herself. And I think that's great. Like, yeah, when it comes down to it, we have to really be able to provide for ourselves what we need, emotionally, at least anyway, right? Like we need, or even in the sense of love, that we need to be able to love ourselves so deeply that we are not seeking it from someone else. We're not seeking it from something outside of ourselves. So this is a great place to be. But I feel like the danger is partly that you've convinced yourself that because you don't need anyone, that you also don't really want anyone. And I think that that's not true right now. I feel like that you actually are really wanting someone. So it's great, right, that you can, love yourself and provide that love and intimacy that you desire, through yourself. But also, let's be honest here. Partnership is wanted, and I'm kind of feeling that because I feel like, because this is a message that we're asking, the universe to show right now, right? Like what wants to be known right now. And I feel like what wants to be known right now is that partnership, it is important. Like the masculine and the feminine can bring a depth of knowing to each other, right? And also like the best opportunity for reflection is in intimate partnerships. There is there is no better way to receive that reflection than in an intimate relationship. And if you really, that doesn't mean that, like, intimate partnerships can look all different kinds of ways. It doesn't mean that you have to have a prescribed way of engaging in partnership. You really can make up those rules on your own, like whether it be, I don't know, open relationships or whatever. However you, personally, that's not my thing, but however you feel you need to define this masculine, feminine, energetic partnership is is fine, but don't lie to yourself about wanting it. And because it's again, like, it's this reflection um that is really going to help you, move. It's kind of, I'm bringing, my thoughts are really bringing are being attuned to this idea of um I wanted to go and live in a monastery. I wanted to, like, devote my time and energy and attention to expanding my consciousness and knowing myself and the world in a very different way through meditation, through these kind of like magical enlightened experiences that you get from meditating all day. Um, and but then I realized that it's easy to be in this state of enlightenment when you're shut out from the world outside of you, right? Like when you're not dealing with real human occurrences, real human interactions, real human um, experiences, real human exchanges. Like that's where all the reflection comes in, because we are all one. When we meet different people or have different experiences, those are all reflections of self, right? And I think that in a monastery and being isolated from those things, you're not having those experiences or those opportunities to have that reflection of self. And so if you are someone who has convinced yourself that you don't need to engage in, intimate partnerships, yeah, I don't know. I think that needs to be rethought right now, because again, like, it's like moving into this world of AI where like right now we're at a point where you can go online and you can get lost in this digital reality, right? You can see all of these things on TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is that tickles your fancy. And there is so much stuff out there that is like AI created that we don't know. It's a blending. Like, there is so good now. Like, you don't really even know what is real. But what is real is, what we experience in life with each other. That is the real reflection. And maybe AI is, a reflection of what of the collective consciousness as well. But I feel like the spirit is really trying to um, help us to really recognize the value of these very personal, intimate relationships with each other. Because as we move forward in this world of technology, these are the things that we are going to come back to as, as grounding. Yeah. Okay, so let me know what you think. I mean, I know that, like, this idea of being single and being self-sufficient, not needing anybody, I think that's a wonderful place to be. Like, I think it's also very much a necessary step in the process. Um, but I think ultimately we want to unite the masculine and the feminine um, in wholeness, right? In balance. And that is part of the oneness, is really being able to have these human connections and these reflections that we can offer, back and forth to each other. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'd really love to hear your ideas about that, and what that really means for us. Even like, tell me what you think about what it's going to look like 10 years from now, because for me personally, I'm convinced um that technology is really gonna change the landscape, like, big time. um I just dying to know, like, what do other people really think? Am I off here? Is there something I'm not seeing or recognizing? Because, I'm trying to build these relationships myself, but at the same time, I'm kind of like in my own little bubble and my own little silo. So really, please tell me what you think. I'm here. I'm trying to create community, and I'm a Hawaii girl in Missouri, and I feel so isolated. And the only way that I really can, uh, feel like I have any chance at creating some kind of community is through social media, which is kind of ironic, right? Um, but yeah, okay. Thanks for listening. Love you all. Aloha.